is the most impressive paranormal experience you've ever had?
Probably the most impressive paranormal experience I've had is also one that's very disturbing. There was one time when we were called in by a family and they had a 9-year-old daughter who was full-on possessed, I guess you would call it. Walked in and her body was contorting and sounded like a man who had been smoking for 40 years and throwing things around the house that would have been difficult for 2 grown men to move. But she was still a 9-year-old girl. And it took about 4 guys to go in and subdue her without hurting her frail 9-year-old body. We got her subdued, did religious provocation, fell asleep, and slept for 2 days straight. And found out later that her older sister was offering her up in religious, dark magic type things. They got odd concepts of possession, because she was her younger sister. Technically, she owned her. Very weird stuff, yeah.
And all weird things happening in the house, or was it just something?
No, it's just stuff, yeah. And it was kind of a wake-up call for her older sister to stop.
Yeah, she was fighting everybody.
Oh, she just was going. It wasn't herself, But there've been other ones.
Oh, yeah.
Furniture moving. There's one time where we were in a home and we just wanted to get through the living room to the kitchen to get a drink, and everything in the living room was sliding all over the place. We just sat down at the bottom of the stairs and waited.
You can hear or see it?
You can see it, yeah. It wasn't constant, but it was like enough where I didn't have shin guards, so I didn't really want to walk through there and have the coffee table go. But yeah, no, it's good.
Wow.
You name it. Been doing it a while.
Yeah. I was always wondering what was the most scary for you, like the most.
None of it's
not
scary.
But I mean, not scary, but more impressive.
Yeah, because none of it, you get surprised a lot, but it's not scary. The people are scary. The client is scary. Like in that case with the possession, I mean, the scary part was hurting her. Didn't want to do it, but you had to stop.
You got to do something.
Yeah.
So after doing that, she didn't have that anymore after what?
No, because her sister woke up. Kind of just said, I didn't know it would be doing this.
And it sucks. It really sucks.
Of course it does, yeah.
I know. I was watching one of the when you go to the Stanley Inn hotel, and that table jumped.
Yeah.
Lit up. And I keep thinking to myself, those things is just so hard. Like, you don't have the camera in the right position at the right time. It's like it's always that type of thing that's like, damn.
Yeah, it almost always is. And you know what? The best activity, the case with the most activity, are the the negative, demonic type stuff. But your equipment never works, and if you have battery, it'll drain. If you have it plugged in, the tape will just stop. I mean, it's a pain.
Difficult to do it. I've seen some other investigation groups where they seem to have like, there's one particular one, I won't really mention any names, but it seems they have a TV show that's coming out in the fall, and they have footage that's perfectly framed, perfectly centered, and they've got this groundbreaking footage of full apparitions, people walking, and it makes me wonder, because I know you guys have been doing it for a long time.
Yeah.
It's like, it seems more realistic having been doing it. I've been out on 30 or 40 investigations just for the film we did. It's very difficult. It's so tedious.
It's tough because no matter what location you're in, you listen to the reports, they very rarely repeat. So you can set your camera up all day, but the chances you're going to catch anything in the house are slim, much less have the camera pointing in the right direction. So if they've got something straight on, either they're very, very lucky, but if all their evidence it's so perfectly centered, I would have a hard time believing it, unless they have like some kind of camera array that's like pointing in every direction at once.
Yeah, and this was just them walking around with handicaps.
No,
yeah, that's the way I look at it. It's like it just seems impossible. I mean, if it is, how do you do that?
I don't know.
How long do you stay on a case when you're out? I mean, it's a couple days.
It varies. The time of stay on case varies, but usually off-camera cases, we'll go for months on the weekends until we figure it out. But they like to make it look like one night on the show because it just takes up more time in the show to have to say, we went home, changed, and right. So we dressed similarly, and we were at the Stanley Hotel for 9 days while we were there. Yeah. So, I mean, spent a good amount of time.
Everybody's favorite that I've talked to is that lighthouse in St. Augustine.
We're close by, that's why.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, but not even here. I'm back up in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Everybody's, that apparition peeking over the edge seems to be the one with the most activity, it seems like.
It was about 2 hours of just constant activity. Constant conversation in the background, and things would happen. And, it's very interesting place. But
Have you had any experiences here in the hotel? I know John Zappis had a conversation with somebody.
yeah, we I went up with my wife and a friend and some other people up to the certain areas where you can't, I guess, normally go. And we had the K2 meter that we were doing, and I got some good contact, although brief, maybe about a 5-10 minute conversation with something. I take it with a grain of salt, but it's beyond coincidental. So.
John Zappis was mentioning a tapping conversation. One tap for yes, two taps for no.
Yeah,
When he was asking
that's the old school. Yeah.
Yeah, the old Fox system stuff way back then.
Those conversations don't last as long because the K2, all it has to do is walk near it.
Right.
Where it's knocking, it's actually got to do
Yeah,
some work, so they don't last as long.
Right. Yeah, that's great. Thanks for sitting down for.
No problem. Good luck, guys.